Hi, I am Narima and this is my video on how to pie crust. Everyone's so afraid of pie crusting. It is so simple, so easy. Let's start with the ingredients. To begin with, we've got 12 tablespoons of very cold unsalted butter, 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/3 of a cup of a very cold vegetable shortening, and 1/2 cup of ice water. My ingredients need to be extremely cold for it to be a nice fluffy crust. So I'm going to put these back in the refrigerator while we prepare the first part. We'll get back to it in a second. Now this is going to blow you away how easy it is. So let's begin by mixing our flour, sugar, and salt. I'm going to take 3 cups of flour. We've got our mixer with a steel blade attachment. This is going to do all the work for us. 1, 2, 3. Put that aside. Add our sugar, salt, and we're just going to pulse it a couple of times just to get everything mixed in together. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm going to take everything back out from the freezer and add it in. So we've got our butter cut up into cubes. I don't like to dump it in. I like to make sure it's nicely spread out everywhere. Takes a couple extra seconds, but promise you the results will be worth it. So just make sure it's nice and spread out. Next, we'll add in our vegetable shortening, which also is very cold. The colder it is, the flakier the crust is, and that's what we're looking for. Okie doke. Wipe of hands. Close it up. And from here, we're going to pulse this maybe 12 times max until we see the butter in pea sizes. We're going to open it up and check it. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me just look at it, see what it looks like. Give it a couple more. 9, 10. Yep, I see the pea sizes in the butter. Don't know if you can tell. It's probably hard to tell on camera, but the butter is in little pea sizes. From here on, this up. We're going to add our very cold water and pulse at the same time until it forms into a little ball. Sorry, technical difficulties. Oh, that's right. It doesn't pulse with nuts off. So I'm going to add my water. Technology, technology. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Let's see. Not quite a ball yet. There it is, coming together beautifully. Take a look. It's coming together. Okay, so I don't like to over pulse it, so I'm just gonna dump it out and make it into a little ball by hand. Take this out of the way. And now I'm just gonna dump this all out. That's what you're looking for, little pea sizes. You could leave it in the food processor to form a ball, but I don't like to take a chance with those sharp blades. So I myself will make it into a little ball, which really takes no time. Now, this looks absolutely beautiful. And the reason I want to get it into a ball, it's because it's big enough that I can cut it in two and use one for the bottom and one for the topping. So I try to get it nice and even. There you go. I don't know if you can see it, but it's got beautiful specks of butter and vegetable shortening, and that's what's gonna make it rise and make it nice and fluffy and flaky. Now, if I were gonna use this right away, I would I cover this in saran wrap and put it in the fridge for at least 30 minutes. But since I'm just doing a demo, I'm gonna go straight through. But remember, if you're gonna use it to make your pie, bubble wrap this, saran wrap this, and put it in your fridge for at least 30 minutes. So let's pretend we took it out of the fridge. We're taking it out. Nice and beautiful. We're gonna cut this in half because this makes two. Get our knife. Try to get it as even as possible. Gonna set one aside. and work with this one. I'm gonna flour this up. Maybe I can move this a little bit more. There. Here. Now I'm gonna make this back into a little ball. Nice and even as I can get it. Put a little bit of flour on the top and start rolling. The way you roll this, it's from the middle out, because you want it to spread out evenly. You don't want a thin crust on the edge and a thick middle. That's not what we're looking for. And we're gonna turn this constantly, again, to make it even. And if it breaks out a little bit on the side, no worries, just pinch it back together. It can be quite temperamental when it wants to be. No sweat. Part of being a chef is knowing how to fix stuff, because everything's not going to go your way all the time. So trying to apply even pressure. I can see the specks of butter looking very beautiful. Okie doke. I think I'm gonna go with this. Looks pretty to me. Okay, let's get our pie dish. This is a deep dish. It's from my mom, so it's very special. My good luck pie dish. So the easiest way to get this beautiful thing on this beautiful thing is to roll it up and then lay it out. So let's do that. it up. Lay it out. Set it up to where you want it to be. Now, I don't press it in because I don't like manipulating the dough too much. So this is done very gently, very lightly. See that? Very lightly. I don't want to mess up any of the butter or the shortening. Make sure everything's nice and fitted. Ba-bum. That's a beauty. That's from my daughter. She does ba-bum all the time. Okay, last step is crimping the corners. First, I will roll this in, the edges, roll them in a little bit. Almost there. Once you have it all rolled in, you just crimp it. Very old-fashioned way. And there you go. That is the perfect pie crust.